Yeah, I'm a firm believer that we need standards. My background playing competitive athletics, quarterback at ASU, and moving on into the NFL, and then being fired. It's a very competitive industry, and there are standards. And so I think every kid deserves to be challenged. Every student needs to be challenged. It's no different than us in our everyday lives. You know, when there's a challenge presented at any point in American history, we have always risen to the occasion. And so I'm a firm believer in those standards, but I think they need to be decided locally. I think they need to be decided at the state level, but even more so at the school district level. But I would even argue even more so with parents. That's why I said before, education reform for me is all about empowering parents and students and teachers. What we have now, I think, certainly in public schools, we have a system where teachers have to spend 30–40% of their time complying with somebody looking over their shoulder and telling them what they have to do. Well, that's 30–40% of the time where they're not able to spend with the kids. And ultimately, this is about the kids. And so if you have standards whereby teachers are able to know ahead of time what is expected of them, but then parents are involved in the process, and then the students are able to come in every day and know that there are going to be very lofty goals that you're going to have to reach. That's a beautiful thing. You know, our economy is so driven on technology and innovation and entrepreneurship, and certainly here in our community. And so it's absolutely irresponsible to continue to send kids to underperforming or failing schools. Given that fact, it's one of the best ways to bootstrap your way up in society. I'm a product of a good education. Wildcat fans might argue Arizona State's not a good education, but I have 2 degrees from there, and so I would obviously debate the point. But the point is that a quality education is the best way for anybody to empower themselves in our country, in our economy, and to pull themselves up. And ultimately, any parent, they just want their child to be self-sufficient, reliant, and able to provide for themselves and then start their own family and move forward. And so that's what we can do if we have standards in classrooms, but those standards need to come as local and granular as we can.